Well, for my corporate counterparts, if you've been in corporate long enough, after a while you start getting burned out. And for most of us here in the diaspora, after 10, 15 years of doing something, especially in corporate, you want to branch out. Most people eventually want to be entrepreneurs. You want to do your own thing. You want to own something. Doesn't matter if it's a product, an idea. You always want to branch into something. So that came from just doing the same thing over and over and getting burned out after a while, and you start thinking outside the box. So I just started thinking outside the box. Of course, I'd always had the idea that I would eventually have some kind of thing. I'll do something. I'll sell a product. But it took being in corporate for a while to eventually start idling my mind toward finding something else to do. Something that was mine. Something that I had total control over, that I could tweak as I wanted. And the only way you can do that is by having your own business, really.
Once again, hi everyone. Once again, it's another edition of Iwing Marketplace Chit Chat, where we give entrepreneurs the opportunity for them to speak about themselves. Right here with me, I have an inspiring, very smart and hardworking lady who's going to be telling us about her journey. And she's going to be introducing herself. So, Rachel, thanks for joining us. And tell us
Thank you
about.
so much, Ivan. Thanks so much. I love calling you Iwing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you please tell us about yourself and your background?
Well, my name is Rachel Ekinde. I am originally from Cameroon in West Africa. For those of you who are from Cameroon, I'm part Bakassi Makwiri. I lived in Cameroon almost half of my life, and I moved on to the US sometime quite a while ago. I currently reside in Dallas, Texas. I love Dallas. This is going to be home for me for a while. And that's pretty much it.
Wow, that's nice. I actually grew up in Boya, and I love Kwakoko.
Oh, nice. Timbanambusa, right?
Yeah. That's my childhood. So I'm really glad that you decide to come online, to talk about your journey. I've been through your website and through your Facebook page. It looks amazing, and you've done an incredible job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate it. I
welcome.
really appreciate that.
You're welcome. So I would like the first question I would like to ask you is that, what made you decided to, start up this journey?
Well, I've always loved fashion. I mean, fashion has always been my thing growing up. My parents loved fashion. I learned it from there. I've always had an interest in looking nice and presenting well. And funny enough, I originally thought I'd be doing clothing because that's where my train of thought was when I started thinking of having a business in this, in this area. But, I started doing a lot of research. And funny enough, when this came into fruition, it came around a time when things had gotten a little different, lifestyles had changed, people were gearing toward comfort. And I noticed, around me, everybody was wanting to look comfortable. Every time you jump out of the house, you want to look comfy. You don't want to just be uncomfortable dressing up. So I noticed women and men throwing on tennis shoes, both with dresses and suits and, dressed up, but with tennis shoes. And I loved the idea because I did it myself. So I figured, okay, if I do it and I see a lot of people around me doing it, then it's definitely a trend. So that geared my interest toward researching more on the shoes. And I researched, and of course, I wanted it to look nice because, like I said, I love fashion. I wouldn't do anything that's not pleasurable to the eyes. So that's where the colors come from. You notice my line has a lot of color. And I'm a believer in color. I don't leave the house without some color in me. Something bright. You notice my nails are green. I love color because it keeps you happy throughout the day. That's something I learned from an old woman a long time ago. So I try to make it a point to have on color. So I figured I could throw that in and have everybody have that in the closet somewhere. So that's where the color came from. So my line is colorful, bright, and it represents happy.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually love the fact that you have varieties of colors, you know, especially the blue, the green, the yellow, you know, that is something I see most people don't dress up with. So, I mean, for you, and then for you to add those colors, you know, it gives some kind of brightness, it gives some extra beauty, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was it the color that decided to, you decided to go in these sneakers, or what really motivated you, you know, to
I
choose
needed
sneakers?
I needed everybody to be comfortable, but yet smart looking. So it's a combination of wanting everybody to dress well, but be comfortable while dressed up. So
Wow.
that's where this originated from. Yes.
So when you had this idea, you know, because a lot of time, you know, a lot of people, they want to be perfect before they start anything, you know.
Yeah.
So when you had this idea, were you thinking of being perfect before you launch it, or you use the lean method, you know, that is you launch and then you improve?
Um, I did a lot of research, like I said. I had the thought, of course, I had the interest. And of course, I'm one of those people who wouldn't just jump on a thought or an interest to materialize something. I had to do research because I wanted it to be close to perfect. Nothing's really perfect. So I went in reading, studying a lot about other designers who do what I was intending to do. And I researched other companies that, you know, produced products like that. So it took a lot of time. It took over a year just analyzing and trying to figure out how the end product would look like. So yes, it involved a lot of research.
Wow. So did you set a timeline, like like what you doing at each phase until completion, or how did it go?
Yeah, I gave myself a year just to give it a stretch because, like I said, I don't like to rush through things. I gave myself a year to do extensive research on the topic on the product that I was hoping to eventually produce. And funny enough, it was actually right after a year when I think I was comfortable enough and I found the right people to work with. And I just decided to take it on. I didn't want to wait anymore because I know how it is. If it pushed through 2 years and it might wind up just being an idea. So I pushed myself to start it.
Wow, wow, wow. So what has been your biggest challenge? Is it finding your best clients, or knowing how to price the product, or, you know, setting up the online
Um,
store?
well, pricing was easy because I work directly with my production team, and it's literally based off of what we use as far as the fabric materials, you know, how great it is. So that came to play. So that was standard because I worked with professionals to get that in. Getting the first client is always a difficult thing. You wouldn't believe it, but it's all fine and dandy within your friends, but getting them, you know, convincing somebody to use your hard-earned money to purchase something you produced is a challenge. And I understand. So I felt the need. That's one of the reasons why I did all the research, because I wanted to have enough knowledge in the products I was selling to be able to explain and what this was about to whoever I wanted to use their money on the product. So be it my sister, friend, family, everybody, I made them understand what they were getting off of what they were giving me as far as buying the product. But it took a while. It took a minute. That's the hardest part. Getting people to
Wow.
believe in your product enough to want to buy it.
Wow, I'm really glad that, you know, you did a lot of research, and you've always repeated the fact that, you know, you did research, because actually that's one of the most important things when it comes to, you know, product development, or marketing. Research is very vital. It's very important. So, but
Yeah.
it's uncommon, you know, for someone to start and then immediately know what to do, especially when it comes to research. I mean, how did you know all that? Is
Is
It
this your
came
first?
from
Is this your first business that you started, or you had done something before?
not anything major. I mean, as a child, I've always been interested in. If you know me over 20 years, I probably somewhere along the line tried to either convince you to buy something or like something or get it, take interest in an idea. So
Mhm.
I've always been that person who's always wanted to give, not necessarily, just this knowledge and ideas and things like that. As a kid, I remember in primary school, we used to carry like sweets, they call it sweets, like candy here. And we'll carry it in our bags and go sell it in school. I used to do that, you know, even though obviously my parents would have literally killed me if they found it out. But we did that. We'll take stuff, I'll buy a pack of Wonka, one of those candies growing up, and I'll take it to school and hustle it out and sell it to my friends. So I've always had an interest in selling stuff. I just didn't know what it would be eventually.
Wow, wow, that is mad. I'm so happy you shared that. That is a beautiful foundation that you had in the past. And my next question is very funny.
Hmm.
Like when you're young, right, and then you're trying to hustle, do some small business like that, sell sweets,
Yeah.
sometimes trying to laugh at you, or sometimes
Yeah.
you'll be shy. I mean, someone, for
Hmm.
me in the beginning, I was very shy when I started selling like cakes in the market, like in
Hmm.
Munia market. So were you shy, or were you afraid that people gonna laugh at you when you started?
Nope, I'm not one of those. I've never been. When I want to do something, I don't focus on what the outlook would be. That's again, I'm going to go back to being confident enough. The only way you're going to be confident to sell something is to understand what you're selling and to do research enough to be comfortable selling that product.
Mhm.
And for anything I do, I usually, because I would never want to be embarrassed. That's one of the things that's one of my greatest pet peeves. So I do the work for anything. It doesn't matter if I was a kid trying to sell sweets. I understood what it would take for somebody to want to buy the sweet. So that was the essence. So no, I never feel intimidated to talk or explain something to anyone as far as selling a product to someone, no, or an idea, anything.
Wow, that's amazing. That is inspiring. You had it in you when you were still very young. Great
Yeah.
vibes right there. So this question, right, is intriguing to me, because like a lot of people, when they have a good job, they just settle for that job. I mean, I research your background, and I see you're working in the corporate America. What
Mhm.
inspire you, to look beyond that and start up a business of your own?
Well, for my corporate counterparts, if you've been in corporate long enough, after a while you start getting burned out. And for most of us here in the diaspora, after 10, 15 years of doing something, especially in corporate, you want to branch out. Most people eventually want to be entrepreneurs. You want to do your own thing. You want to own something. Doesn't matter if it's a product, an idea. You always want to branch into something. So that came from just doing the same thing over and over and getting burned out after a while. And you start thinking outside the box. So I just started thinking outside the box. Of course, I'd always had the idea that I would eventually have some kind of thing. I'll do something. I'll sell a product. But it took being in corporate for a while to eventually start idling my mind to finding something else to do. Something that was mine. Something that I had total control over, that I could tweak as I wanted. And the only way you can do that is by having your own business, really.
I totally agree with you. It's always good to have something that, you can fall back to. You know,
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
your job say, "Oh, don't come back tomorrow," you're like, "Thank you. I got my stuff. I'm going to continue doing my stuff."
I have to welcome somebody. I see somebody in the thread. Hi, the hot gem. The hot gem is here. The hottest Cameroonian blog is in the house. And she's here for me because I see she said we're here for Rachel.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you, Molly.
thanks, Bole, for joining. The Hot Gem has been a big supporter of Iwing Marketplace, and I appreciate that. So the next question is, I want to learn something from you, because I know the mistakes are where the diamond and the gold is. So just give me one mistake that you made, in the process of building your business, and, what did you learn from it?
Well, when you start a business, most of the time, you put a toe in and you want to test the market. And a lot of times, the people you're comfortable with are the people closest to you, the people around you people who are around you every day. So it took quite a while for me to understand that I had to get outside of that. Like, you can't say, that was one of the mistakes I made. I'm kind of going back on the first mistake I made. I tried to, when I started, I didn't branch out quick enough. You get comfortable in your little bubble. You want to sell your little bubble. You want to get your little bubble interested in what you're getting done. But really, once you get in, you literally have to just get in and start thinking outside the box, which I am obviously doing now, but it took a minute to warm up to that. And I'm advising anybody who starts, when you start out, just reach out to everybody, reach out to anybody. I carry my cards everywhere, my flyers everywhere. I go to the grocery store and I'm handing out cards and I'm handing out this and telling people about my business. It took me a while to get there. And that's usually a hard thing to do for most people. Most people want to sell only to the people they know. That was the first mistake I made. But I'm over that, and it's great. It's liberating to be able to talk about something and to a complete stranger and half the time, I'll tell you this, strangers are a lot more interested because one, they don't know you. Two, they were like, okay, what is this lady telling me? And what is this about? And they sit and listen. So yeah, that was one of the mistakes, but it's a good thing I learned.
Wow, that's a good thing to realize early, because a lot of people, go through the business cycle and they don't realize they have to expand. They have to reach new market, reach new people, because like if you have to sell to 100 people, then you have to make sure that about 5,000 or 10,000 people know about you, know about your business. I saw you answer part of the last question, but I'm still gonna give you that question anyway. So, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs out there that want to start up their own business and don't know what to do, where to go, or how to start?
Look, it starts from a simple Google search, okay? Just whatever idea you have, whatever thing you're trying to do, just Google it up. Google up the name, Google up what you need to find out. Ask the question as far as what's on your mind, what you want to do. If you want to sell clothing, say, how do I start selling clothing? Literally type that in, and that'll get you to start reading, and it'll get you to start understanding what it entails to get into that. And it'll lead you to the right people that you need to expand on that idea. So it's as simple as that. And of course, the best places, people around you. If you know somebody who you think is viable enough and has enough information regarding what you're trying to get into, contact them. Don't be scared. People are always willing to help. You just have to ask. I've learned that in life. Just ask. If you don't ask, then they don't know you need anything. So ask questions, and research. Whatever you're doing will come to fruition. You just have, so long as you have the passion for anything, you can get it done.
Thanks so much. That's a good one right there. And I was hoping you have some of, like one of your sneakers, to just show it. Let's see what is that.
I walk around with my tennis shoes now.
That's cool. Let's see what you got. Now this is product description. Oh yeah, fire.
Yes, we have fire in the house. If you notice, that's the first thing you see. My logo is everywhere.
Wow.
It's fire because this contains a fiery product. So yeah, I brought a sample of my first collection. I have several colors in this. This is the blue one. It's the blue low top. It's all leather. It's 100% Italian leather. It's very comfortable. I'm really excited to say comfortable because every single, I mean, I'm not kidding, every single pair of shoes I have sold out there, I've gotten the feedback from every client on how comfortable it is. Now that makes me feel good because that was the whole purpose of this. Like I told you, I saw people were leaning toward comfortability and dressing up comfortable. So that was why I did this. So it makes me feel great every time I get that feedback from a client. Now, if you notice, this is made in Italy. My logos are right here and also in the inside of the thumb on all of my shoes. And I'm going to show you something I don't tell people till they actually receive their products. There's a reason why my shoes are so comfortable. These are not foam-based like most tennis shoes, okay? These are made to be comfortable. It's a specialized fabric. The insoles are made with specialized fabric that keeps you comfortable all day long. And that right there is why these are the go-to tennis shoes in your closet. So that's one of my old collections. Still new, but the first collection. I'm going to run through it real quick.
It's so beautiful. And it goes well with my blue shirt. You see what I'm saying?
Right? Right?
I got to hit you up. And if you're home watching and you realize, you know, it matches your outfit, make sure you go to her website. What's the website again?
I'm actually posting it right now on the bottom of it.
I think tripplepieces.com.
Yes, it's on there. I just put it on there. It's at the bottom.
Right. Make sure you get yours.
And explore on all the beautiful colors. We have tons of colors. We're a color company, color-friendly company.
Amazing. I love beautiful colors, you know.
All right. This is part of my new collection. This is purple. This right here is a big seller because you don't get this often. You don't get colors like this in tennis shoes.
Right.
Especially in leather tennis shoes, because leather makes it dressy. You can put this on with anything, a dress, skirt, shorts. So this is part of my new low top collection.
Wow, it's so beautiful, especially now with the pandemic that people need to dress comfortable, you know?
Yes. And I have one last one for you. There's tons on the website. I just brought a few. Because like I told you, I don't walk around without these now. These are part of me. So.
Wow, I love this color. This is amazing.
My husband has this color and he's rocking.
Wow. So it's for both men and women, right?
Yeah. It's a unisex brand. Every shoe you see right here is made for both men and women. Of course, the sizes in the male in men run a lot higher. Men run from 7 through 13.5 US sizing. Right. And I can produce in both US, UK, and European sizing. You can order either one of those. I
was scared that you would not have my size. Now I'm very, very happy that I can find my size.
I have a size for everyone. Everyone can have a pair.
That's really good. That's really good. But this has been wonderful. You know, we want to thank you for, you know, being here with us and sharing your journey. It's been very amazing.
It's been such a pleasure. I really appreciate you taking me on. You know, I enjoy all of us supporting each other. We're both, you know, Black and we're supporting Black business. I was so excited to get on this for several reasons. And, you know we love Iwing Marketplace. That's the place to go.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it makes me feel, you know, happy to hear that, you know, you love it and people out there love Iwing Marketplace. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Iwing. Thank you. I see Iwing. I still call you Iwing. I told you that.
I know. I have just embraced the name, and thank you for motivating me to embrace that name. Before I'll be like, no, my name is Ivan. Now I'm realizing I'm Iwing. I'm no longer Ivan.
I get called Triple. That's my new name. Everybody calls me Triple. I'm
okay. Thank you so much, Triple, Rachel, and have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys. Go to www.tripplepieces.com to check out all the lovely colors and lovely designs we have to offer.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.